with Tony. We're just here with the pack. There's Peanut and little Mario in his crate for now. So we had a bit of a drama this morning because we got here and the code that we've been given didn't work. So running a bit behind schedule, but Tony's got his first client and we've got our first client in about 5-10 minutes. We're doing social sessions today with all the pack, so everybody's here to help. So yeah, we'll catch up with you as the day progresses. Oh, pop it. That's it. Good. So this is beautiful Meg.
Yeah.
Meg's a bit nervous of people she doesn't know, so...
She's literally had no one, apart from the vet,
yeah.
doing checks, no one else, like, stroking her, petting her, apart from us.
Good girl.
Yeah.
She's doing very well. That's it, good girl.
Good girl, Meg.
Oh, well done. That's better. She says, oh, what's in there? Good girl.
What we sometimes do with the vets is the dog will look at the vet, look at me and decide I'm the less threatening, so they come to me.
Well done, Meg.
Yeah.
So she stands quite low down on the left foot.
Yes.
The arch is collapsed there.
Oh, okay.
So either that's an injury or it's more likely an injury.
Oh, okay.
Good girl.
You'll
Hi.
probably find you need to keep an eye on those claws more because they'll probably grow longer.
Right.
So if you keep on top of those, then the quick won't grow longer and you won't end up cutting that.
Right.
But yeah, when they collapse like that at this age, that's probably, she might have to look at it, I'll look at it and can't go more than that.
Yeah.
She's beginning to relax then, she's shaking, but
Yeah.
the muscles are actually relaxing.
Yeah. An adrenaline thing when they shake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good girl.
We're obviously not going to hurt you down.
Good girl, Meg.
No, we won't.
Helping you.
She's like, he's kind of scary.
Well, it does feel a bit odd, because if you get treated yourself, it's easy because you can vocalise and say, oh, it feels like I'm
Yeah.
floating on water. To them, it's suddenly you're taking them, completely out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
It does feel very weird. Tony's treated me and I feel very fuzzy.
Oh,
It
okay.
makes you kind of like lightheaded and
Yeah.
it's a very weird feeling.
And you don't want to be there doing things directly afterwards, you want to let that work through.
Oh, okay, so like maybe just have a restful rest of the day.
Certainly for the next 4 hours.
Yeah.
What I'm doing, so she's got a pattern where her soft tissues want to go in a clockwise rotation, so I'm just going with it.
Oh, okay.
And that's actually feeding through all of the soft tissues, so that will then feed through all the nerve supply to the soft tissues, so the spinal cord, so it starts to actually calm things down.
Yeah.
And the reason I've gone over the attachments to the diaphragm is if I can relax
Good
the diaphragm,
girl.
she now
Yeah, she's been doing
Good job, sweetheart.
it will start to switch off the adrenaline, so then when the adrenaline runs out, she'll start to zonk out.
Yeah.
And we can actually get some endorphins to release. So now the back end
That's
is quite
better.
relaxed, so you can see that's all nice and loose now. So yeah, we can play around with the central nervous system by the jack.
Yeah.
But if you change them, like with a dog like this, if you go in hard and fast and pull them around, you'll do the opposite, you're exciting and make it worse.
Right.
And then you'll bring the dog that's vomiting or biting you or whatever,
Yeah.
getting its head off and pushing and having everything out. So we do the opposite to that. She's just calm down. She's actually quite
She's actually got like a bit of a heavy weight now.
Yeah. So she should just get a bit heavy.
Yeah.
Well done, sweetheart. So I thought I'd do some voiceovers for our social sessions. First in, we have lovely little Chino. Chino is a rescue from abroad. He's pretty nervous of other dogs, but he's the kind of dog that just kind of gets a bit shut down and overwhelmed. So the first thing that we do with all of our social sessions is we start with all of our dogs either in crates or on their beds. So it's a lot less pressure for the new dog to walk into, and it makes them more comfortable generally. You can see he gets a little bit stuck in a few situations, and we just get his owner to continue walking and encourage him to keep moving, because he's the kind of dog that he freezes and shuts down, and then that's where he then becomes very uncomfortable and has the potential to get a bit snappy. So we're just teaching him that if he's uncomfortable, all he needs to do is just keep walking, and his owners are going to help him by just continuing to walk and having a little bit of leash pressure just to help encourage him forward. And you can see he really starts unlocking up here. Especially where there's no dogs around. He just gets more comfortable just moving and understanding that nobody's going to jump on him or hurt him or run up to him when he's not ready to do so. So that's the first thing that we do in these sessions, is just get the dog walking around with all of our dogs, completely ignoring them and not putting any pressure on them whatsoever. Thank you, Mario. Then we release a couple of our most chilled out balanced dogs. You can see he's got India here. India's pretty interested in him, but he gets quite overwhelmed. So we just ask India to move away and get him moving. Then we've got Lottie. Lottie's just a great dog for dogs like these, because she's just constantly like, hey, it's okay, don't worry. And then we've also got our German Shepherd Nova, and you can see she tends to take quite a bit of space, because she's not too interested in playing with lots of other dogs. And it's important that we have control over our dogs in this situation, because that's what's going to help Chino to feel most comfortable. So if I notice that he's uncomfortable, I'll recall all our dogs away. And this is just a situation where he can just walk around and, again, get movement around other dogs, so he doesn't feel like he has to shut down. We're teaching him that if he's uncomfortable, all he needs to do is just keep walking and moving away, and that we'll deal with the dogs if he's not happy. Good job, Indy. So you can see Nova goes in for a little sniff, and he's much less shut down there. He carries on walking, and then he actually comes forward and has a little sniff of India. And we put in like a 3-second rule for dogs that are nervous. Give him 3 seconds to say hi, have a little sniff, and then encourage him to keep moving. Because especially for a dog like him, again, he's very easy to shut down and very quick to shut down. So we want to teach him to go in, say hi, have a sniff, and then move away if he's uncomfortable. And so that's how we start this process here, is by just allowing him to go in, have a little sniff, and then keep walking. So we're coming to the end of lovely Chino's session. He is doing absolutely amazingly at just keeping moving. You can see Lottie comes into his space and he's much less nervous. Then we have Nova behind, and you can see he gets a little bit flighty, but he carries on moving. And that's the important thing that we were trying to get through to him in this session, is to just keep him moving. You can see he really starts to unlock and get a lot more comfortable at the end of his session here. Nice tail coming up. He even goes in for a little sneaky sniff of Lottie, and so I just get Lottie focusing on me so that he's not got the pressure of her turning around.
Must be that his body's just gone into overdrive and never. Is that what you can't? Did you feel?
Yeah, it basically is not switching off, and it's so. Yeah, with a mixture of training, do this, and then I've chatted about a couple of other things at home. I put some rose quartz in the crate, and also some quartz where the wireless router is. To disrupt the Wi-Fi.
If you don't think he's resting well, do you think some...
He's on Valerian, so...
Yeah, Valerian.
What's it called? Melodona?
He's, I would say, when he sleeps and when he's on his back on the sofa.
Oh, good boy, Chino.
He's gone.
Yeah,
but
do you like Tony, do you? That's good. Oh, what a nice boy.
You're in an exclusive club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good boy, Gina.
It took you to come in and sit on the floor to get him to come back to me.
Mate, here's option A.
Who's the best option, Nathan?
You just need a cardboard cutout.
Or Joey?
Come to me.
Hey, darling, how's it going?
Did you see what?
It's always like that as well.
Yeah, he has always liked me.
They always all like Charlotte. It's all about Charlotte.
Everyone likes Charlotte.
Everyone does love me.
Charlotte just doesn't like the ones that don't.
That's fair.
So for our next social session we have lovely Boomy. Boomy is a rescue puppy from abroad, and you can see he's a very different vibe. He loves other dogs, he gets really overexcited, and he really just wants to run around and play with absolutely everybody. So to help teach him to calm down and be a little bit more respectful around other dogs, we start by having him on lead and getting him to just walk around the other dogs and not directly interact with them. You can see every time another dog comes over, he gets super excited, and we just get his owner to carry on walking, to teach him just to focus with her as much as we possibly can. He's very friendly, and all he wants to do is play, but we really need to just teach him to be a bit more respectful and a lot calmer, because he often, whenever he sees other dogs, will just ignore anything and everything that his owners say. So we're just teaching him to keep moving and kind of just ignore the dogs right now whilst he's in the room, so that he can be focusing more on what his owner needs him to do. He just yeah.
Just give him a bit of space to breathe. This is unusually difficult. So give him a bit of space, don't get him tight on it.
Good.
Use your words a little bit more.
Come on.
Word, that's it.
Come on.
No.
He says, I'm so excited to see everybody. Good boy. There you go. So, in this next bit, we've let Peanut, our Staffy, and Odin, our little dachshund, out of their crates to be involved in the social session.
You can stroke.
So, Peanut and Odin are very confident, very good at enforcing the rules of the group. So, they'll be the ones that if Boomy is way too much and is being annoying or being rude, they'll be the ones to kind of go in and be like, hey, you need to calm down. So we always again start a session by getting him just walking around and interacting with the newer dogs that are in the group. You can see Odin and Peanut pretty much take their distance. They know that Nathan is currently dealing with the behaviour, so they don't need to be involved. And Boomy's very interested in going and saying hi. You can see Odin goes in and he's like, oh, who are you? Boomy comes into his face and he kind of freezes for a little bit and is like, hey, back off, and then carries on sniffing. And that's a lovely interaction of Boomy being super respectful of Odin being higher up in the social structure, and allowing him to say hi to him without being way too over the top. We've then got Peanut, who comes over, he goes into Peanut's face, and then he says, come on, move away, and then Peanut goes, and then I'm done, thank you, bye. So we've got a lovely little moment. Boomy goes over a bit too much, and Lottie kind of moves away and gives him a little bit of a bubble. She then goes back over and says, hey, I don't mind playing with you, but again, he gets a little bit much, he bats her in the face and she moves away and kind of stands at a bit of a distance. You can see that Odin's kind of hovering around. Lottie is not very good at telling other dogs off. She tends to kind of either move herself away or she gets a little bit playful to try and de-escalate the situation. So Odin's there on the outskirts. He goes over to Odin, way too much. Odin does just a little bit of a bare of his teeth and Boomy walks away, which is a fabulous interaction, really respectful, and you can see he's now kind of just sitting on the outskirts or lying on the outskirts, being a lot more respectful of the boundaries. Again, Lottie sniffing, he goes into her face and it's just too much, so she kind of moves away, shakes it off, and then again Odin's there like, hey, you should probably calm down. And you can see she kind of goes behind Odin to be like, I don't know how to deal with this. Peanut's there also to help back up anything that needs to be, but you can see he's kind of learning to have a bit of a bubble around everybody. And you'll see that he goes in to play with Lottie. Lottie's like, yeah, I don't mind playing with you, but you need to be a bit calmer. And again, Odin's there like, do you need me? For our final little section, we dropped Boomy's lead and let him have some free range. You can see he's getting a little bit tired at this point, so he's laying down and just chilling at the start, which is really nice. The other dogs are just hanging about. You can see that they're not uncomfortable by him. They're pretty happy, although most of them are also tired and done with the day already, bless them. He kind of gets up, he's very excited, but you can see he's got a kind of bubble. So we did put Peanut away from this because, as we were saying earlier, Peanut will tell other dogs off if they're being too rude, and we really wanted him to get some time to learn how to play with the group without Peanut being like, no, you can't play. So you can see that he's really playful and he's really interested in playing with the dogs, but he's kind of made this little bubble around them. So Nova's on her bed, but he's not going onto the bed to bounce on Nova because he understands that there's a little bit of a bubble around her now. But it's good. So again, he's going to come in and with all of ours, so really nice bubble around Odin. It's when somebody else comes into the house, he's like, oh, very high up in the social structure. He's the one that is not going to play with him, but will be there to go, hey, you're being too much, stop doing that. So again, he's pretty tired, bless him. But he comes over and he's like, hey, can I play with you? And India's like, nah, I'm okay, thank you. And so he just kind of moves away. And you can see that he's really starting to understand that just because there's loads of dogs in the area doesn't mean they all want to play. So we've got our last little clip of Boomy. There was a really nice bit where him and Lottie have a nice little play. You can see they're just kind of wandering around, but she turned around and said, please don't sniff my butt, and he stepped away really nicely. So again, he's got a little bubble, they're getting a little bit playful, but you can see he's kind of taking a little bit of a distance. So he play bows, he says, I'd like to play. She's got really nice chilled out body language, but it's just kind of feeling how he's going to play the game. You can see he's got a really nice bubble, he's not bopping her, and there you'll see he goes in for a play bow and he goes really submissive, really like floppy and silly, and she kind of stands there like, okay. And you can see they're both trying to work out how this game can happen. So he goes in, again, he's just giving her more space. So although she's not actively running around and playing with him, you can see she's much more comfortable, and she's trying to work out how to play this game without escalating it. So she's starting to get a little bit wigglier, and there you go. She's now like, yes, I will play with you, you're being so much more respectful. Mario barked and then they both stopped playing, but you can see that was a really nice interaction where they both were having a nice bubble and really enjoying playing together. Nova then goes in. Now Nova's not the best one for him to play with because obviously they're both playing a shepherd game. He goes really far into Lottie and she kind of does like a little like playful snap of like, no, I didn't like that. And then he goes straight back to a little bit of space, having a bubble, and again they start getting playful. You can see she's doing like little playful snaps of being just like, just step back a little, like don't be so full on. And again, he's learning what that bubble is, but you can see that it's a really nice playful interaction. She's really enjoying it. She's like, hey, let's mouth. That's her favourite way of playing with dogs that she doesn't really know. That's nice. And it's a really nice interaction where they both just start being quite playful and enjoy it. So we've just finished lunch. We've had a very busy morning. Nathan's just coming back because our next clients are here. Hello, India. India, did you go for a wee-wee? Yes. Come on, girl. India. Lottie, in. So yeah, we've had a very busy morning, haven't we?
Very busy morning. Yeah, it's been really, really good. And we just had a absolutely awesome little lunch.
Yeah, very nice lunch.
I'll come down to you.
Thank you.
I'm so full.
I'm so
pale. Oh my god, look at my hair.
Look how pale I am. Oh well.
Right, nobody look at her, she's fine.
Stop it.
Oh look, Tony.
The man of the hour. Tony, have you had a good morning?
Hello.
Have you had a good morning?
I've had an excellent morning,
Yeah?
thank you.
Had a very busy morning.
Yes, it's been superb so far. We've had a lot of interesting dogs. Yeah, very, very interesting where you're blending behavioural problems with sort of biomechanical issues and biochemistry issues. So where the Lottie listening to what we're saying. Yes, so dealing with a lot of them where it's not always a pain related things, but you can have the nervous system where it's hyper sensitive and then you get a reactive dog. So yeah, I've been seeing a lot of those to try and blend in with the training work that you guys are doing.
That's the whole point of holistic hounds.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
So yeah, we've got another busy afternoon, don't we?
Yeah, it's been a 2-day clinic this time round because it's just growing and growing. So
we've just had so much interest, it's been crazy. So we've got 3 more social sessions. You've got, I don't even know, a lot more clients.
4 more clients, I think.
And then we're going home because this evening,
we're off now.
Is our work Christmas party. Oh, you are ridiculous.
Honestly, these dogs.
Look at you lot.
You in particular.
You're so funny. Is it Uncle Tony?
If you recognise me now. Every time I see her, it's either she's terrified of me or I can't get rid of her.
It's just India for you. 1 minute you're terrifying and then you're best friends. Aren't you, Wiggle?
Here we go.
So yeah, stay tuned for a very interesting afternoon.
Take care. We'll see you later.
Bye. So we've got little guy Cooper here. Cooper is a little Jack Russell. He is very nervous of dogs coming into his space. So we start with our dogs on their beds or in their crates. So we've got everyone just away from him. So again, just get him comfortable being in the room with other dogs that aren't going to harass and annoy him. He gets very nervous if dogs come into his space. So again, the first thing that we've got to do is just get him comfortable in the room with other dogs who aren't paying any attention to him, so that he doesn't feel uncomfortable. So we can get him moving around, get him just walking and getting comfortable around the dogs. He does get quite clingy with his owners, so Nathan's just starting the session by getting him moving, and you can see he quite often will go pull towards his owners, and Nathan tries to get him to just move away and just be a little bit more confident on his own, because the big problem with a dog who's super nervous like this is that unless you can teach them to do these things on their own, they're always going to be quite clingy. And the issue that we have with him is that when he's out with his owners and another dog comes over, he can get quite insecure and will get quite snappy, especially with his owners being there present. So we're just starting by getting him walking around and just getting him more comfortable moving. You can see he's starting to pant now, which is a great sign because it shows that there's not much tension. We then release some of the dogs and again just get them moving around without being so full on. You can see Lottie goes over and he gets really flighty, so Nathan just keeps him moving and I ask Lottie to move away. The same with India, but a lot less with India because she's not so overexcited. Lottie is very excitable, and so she's more she makes him more nervous than India because India is very calm. We've also got Nova just standing around doing Nova's thing. But yeah, Nathan's just getting him moving, and again you can see he kind of takes a bit of a wide berth from where his owners are standing, just so that there isn't that issue of if a dog comes over when he's near his owners, he's not going to get so anxious. And it's just about getting him comfortable, moving around and being in the room with other dogs without feeling like he has to react. Again, Lottie goes over for a little sniff and he does quicken his pace, but it's a lot less of a fear reaction than before. Again, he's panting, his body is not stiff, he's getting more comfortable. He's definitely not 100% comfortable, but he is getting there. And again, Nathan's just encouraging him to just be comfortable in that situation. There's a nice yawn there where he's de-stressing himself. And yeah, just getting him moving and not having the pressure of having to interact with the dogs if he doesn't want to. Again, Lottie goes over, he goes a little bit stiff and Nathan says, walk on. If you don't want to interact, just walk on. And that's like the most important thing that we can teach a dog, especially a dog that gets uncomfortable with other dogs in their space, is just to get them to move away rather than getting snappy. So to help him to gain some confidence, I actually asked Lottie just to sit and focus on me. And as you can see at the start, he came over and without the pressure of her looking at him, had a little sniff and started to interact with her. You can see he goes again, a little sniff. He then steps away. I ask Lottie to move away and Nathan encourages him to walk away, and that's a huge step for him because he can be so nervous. And so we implement this 3-second rule where we get them to go in, have a little sniff if they want to, and then after 3 seconds walk away so he doesn't get stuck in a situation that he's not comfortable with. And then Nathan makes sure to give him lots of fuss to tell him how wonderful he did. So for this final little clip, you've got Nova just always helping out with Nathan. You can see he is a little bit uncomfortable. Nova is a big dog, and a lot of dogs are very nervous of her because she's a big black German Shepherd. She hasn't got a tail, so dogs can't quite work out if she's happy or if she's a bit scary. So you can see he is a little bit more nervous. He starts to again try to cling to his owners, and Nathan's just trying to encourage him to not stress out by running and trying to cling to his owners. So he does a nice yawn there. Lottie goes over. She actually gave him a little lick on the face there, and you can see he really didn't like that. He just did a little jumpy jump and tried to run away, which is absolutely fine if he's not ready for that step. But again, you can see that Lottie is just kind of hanging around, just letting him know that he doesn't have to be really nervous about her. I mean, look at that face. She's not scary at all, bless her. But he did actually cling to Lottie more than the others. You can see he started to try and like gravitate over towards her. And then Nathan just gets him to, again, just walk away and get him moving away from the other dogs so he doesn't feel like he has to be stuck. And you can see from his body language now, he's a lot more settled. He's panting, his ears are soft, his tail is down. You can see he's not ware-lying or anything like that. India is just fast asleep in the background, and again I've just got Lottie to come and just sit because she can be a little bit too much. You can see there he got really uncomfortable because Nova went away around. She had a little sniff, and I then asked her to move away, and Nathan gave Cooper lots of strokes, and you can see he is really just relying on Nathan, and Nathan is just being helpful for him and asking Nova to walk away because he can see that he's not comfortable and he doesn't want him to be in a position he's not comfortable. But he did absolutely amazing, and we're really, really proud of his progress.